Hey guys, welcome back. We're taking another look at Pink Gorilla Games. This time we have man robbing iconic game store at gunpoint, tells employee he has a reason for the alleged crime. So, maybe the worst title I've ever seen for what went on here. I don't know if that really even matters. It doesn't. This is unacceptable. We've seen it yesterday with the person that broke into the store twice, and now we have someone robbing them while the store is open. Just unbelievable. So we'll take a look at the video. We got another video here. We'll take a look at the video, then we'll go through the article itself.
This video game store in the Pacific Northwest. And
also, the video yesterday, same game store, different perp. Break-ins. This is more robbery. Put a link down below for that. If you have information about either one, this is in Seattle. So if you know anyone from that area, share with them. See if they recognize anyone else. More eyes on it, the better. Hopefully we can stop some of this from happening. Again, I don't mind sharing this or other stolen goods. If you have any incidents like that, feel free to reach out. And the more eyes we can get on this, the better. Hopefully resolve some of this stuff. It's sad.
And it's been hit by crime yet again. They're one of the many local businesses dealing with a spike in break-ins. And tonight, one of their employees was held at gunpoint.
Fox 13's Alejandra Guzman spoke with that employee who had the gun in their face, and she has the latest tonight.
CID residents say crime in this area has skyrocketed over the last couple of months, and you might recognize the store behind me, Pink Gorilla. It's a popular tourist attraction, but it's also a place where many of us come to get our games and consoles. And it's today that precisely one of their employees says he was standing behind the register helping a customer when he says the feeling just wasn't right.
It's the cost of having something people want, having it at a good price.
Jordan Cor
I don't know about that. I don't think the price necessarily matters when you're getting robbed and they're not paying anything for it. But regardless, there's no excuse for it. There might have been was that a little advertisement there built in? We got low prices. I gotta make the money back somehow, I guess.
Person is talking about video games and consoles.
Sadly, it opens you up to thieves and people who would take advantage.
The 33-year-old has wanted to work at a store like Pink Gorilla his entire life. Today, the gamer had a close call.
It was a very casual, had his hands in his pockets the whole time, then he just pulled it and very, very carefully kind of let us know.
So if you recognize this individual, please do shout out. I mean, very identifiable clothing. Watch, jewelry, face masks have been like the absolute bane of these investigations, just because everyone's wearing one and has an excuse to wear one at this point, I guess. But yeah, let's keep going.
Know that he had it.
He and his co-worker Ash were held at gunpoint.
Just mumbling assurances that we should not make a mistake and do anything brave.
The incident caught on camera when this man, Jordan describes as tall, dressed in dark clothes from head to toe, carrying a backpack and is wearing a mask, walked into the store in the Chinatown International District shortly after 5. The man asked Jordan for a PS3.
All right, so I definitely did not know that a PS3, even with the box, would be $350, but maybe it's because it's the backwards compatible one. Maybe someone can let me know.
Display case and continues browsing throughout the store. He brought everything up to the counter where Jordan gave him his total multiple times. Instead, he says a man asked for a bag when
he just produced the gun, and then, the cards, the cash, and the system were forthcoming with no charge.
The alleged thief making off with the console, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards he made employees empty from a display case and all their cash.
It pisses me off to get taken advantage of.
The employee says the man had a reason for committing the alleged crime.
He specifically mentioned that his brother or someone was in the hospital.
Still, he made a
Those stories are almost always made up, and regardless of whether, I don't care if he has 16 brothers in the hospital, you shouldn't be you're robbing this family business or small business. Like, why? How, and is the $350 PS3 that you're going to have to resell and probably get caught reselling? Is that going to help? Or some Pokemon card packs?
With thousands worth.
In the moment, the concern was, of course, for me and Ash to just get out of there with no harm. It was
Thousands worth, probably a stretch at this point, if that was all he took, was the display thing full of like booster packs and the PS3, but
easy choice to give him what he wanted.
This isn't a first.
So this is a clip from the video yesterday. This is a separate perp that broke in twice to the game store. Once through the door and once through this like little side glass. If I'll link to that again in the description. If you can identify either of these people, or you know anyone that might be able to, share this.
For the store. Last July, they were broken into twice, totaling about $14,000 in theft and damages. They've since added cameras, and the building has also reinforced their entry. While they felt their last attack was targeted, the store owner, Cody, says he's seen this man's face before.
We're closed.
He says this is the same man who showed up after hours while he was live streaming.
I'm sorry you have to go through this, man. That's really tough that you felt the need to do it.
At this hour, we know police are still actively searching for the alleged thief. I spoke with the owner, who says that they've been in this building for 17 years. Leaving it would be a profound loss. In the CID.
So leaving it might be the only option if the crime rate is that bad. If now we have 3 incidents at least in 2022. That's a rough year for any business, whether or not part or all of it is covered by insurance. It's still a huge hassle. And in terms of employees and everything else, we've seen a lot of break-ins recently, and where employees just kind of have to sit back and do nothing about it. And that's the thing. Like when do they have to? When do people have to start like protecting their own business? Maybe the law enforcement end of things needs to be improved upon, but like how do you run a game store if there's a constant threat of being robbed and or broken into overnight? Like how do you, even just the amount of time that's spent on trying to deal with this stuff is ridiculous.
Alejandra Guzman, Fox 13 News.
All right.
Oldest video game store.
Let's pause that so we don't get it playing on us. Let's read through the rest of the article. Thanks, guys, for tuning in, and thanks for putting your eyes on this. I know it's going to be incredibly difficult to catch any of these guys, any of these people, but I know that usually the game stores and the people of those communities definitely appreciate these videos, so we're going to keep doing them. If you have anything that's been stolen, please let me know. We'll keep doing it, whether it's something that's stolen in shipping, etc. If you have some evidence, send it my way, and we'll see what we can do. Hopefully solve some of these crimes. Seattle, the Chinatown International District is home to the oldest retro video game store in the Pacific Northwest, Pink Gorilla Games. The store has been at the corner of South King Street and 6th for 17 years and have no desire to relocate, according to the owner, Cody. Like many local businesses, it's been plagued with crime, from break-ins to the latest, an armed robbery. The crime was caught on camera shortly after 5 p.m. Monday, when a man dressed in dark clothes from head to toe, carrying a backpack and is wearing a mask, walked into the store. Wearing a mask and... Does anyone proofread these? Jordan Carson, 33, was behind the register when the man asked for a PS3 from their display case. So, like, that's the thing, too. Like, PS3, guys? PS3? Pink Gorilla Games offers 10,000 reward. So, this is the video yesterday, centered around that. Check that out if you haven't seen it. I'm sure you guys have. Surveillance footage shows the man walking around the store before bringing everything up to the counter, where Carson gives him his total multiple times. Instead of paying, he says the man asked for a bag. The employee said he had a hunch something was off. He was right. It was very casual. He had his hands in his pocket the whole time. It was a subtle motion, but got the job done. I knew he had a gun, Carson said. Well, we can see in the video footage that he definitely showed the gun. The alleged thief making off with the console, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. He made employees empty from a display case and all their cash. Okay, so maybe that's where the rest of that value was coming from. The fact that he took the cash from the register pisses me off to get taken advantage of, Carson said. It's the cost of having something people want and having a good price that had nothing to do with it. Sadly, it opens you up to thieves and people who would take advantage. Short of the fact that like this was a competing game store that also happened to have a brother in the hospital, it probably doesn't have anything to do with the price because he didn't pay for it. The man told Carson he had a reason for actions. He specifically mentioned that his brother or someone was in the hospital, Carson said. He says, in that moment, he was concerned for the safety of his coworker, Ash, and himself. It was an easy choice to give him what he wanted, Carson said. This isn't a first for the store. Last July, they were broken into twice, totaling about $14,000 in theft and damages. At what point does this, like, you're going to force a small business like this, which is probably working on, it's tough to make a game store profitable to begin with. So now maybe they have to hire security, whether the security's there overnight, whether the security has to be there during the day to make sure that somebody doesn't come in and rob you. And then it has to be armed security as well if they're going to come in there with a gun. I didn't think I'd ever see the day where you had... This seems like a bank robbery, I guess, where now it's impossible, not impossible, but very difficult to rob a bank. This is the next best option. They've since added cameras, and the building has also reinforced their entry. Sad to see it. I'm going to put bars all over everything to make it's going to look like a prison. Well, they felt their last attack was targeted. The store owner, Cody, says he's seen this man before. He says the same man showed up after hours knocking on the door while he was live streaming. I'm sorry you have to go through this, man, and that's really tough for you. You feel the need to do that, Carson said. Well, the store owner and building management have taken steps to prevent these types of incidents. Carson is afraid of the man returning for more. Police are still actively searching for the alleged thief. So this is crazy to me that, like, someone can display themselves as much as these two individuals have, and the police still haven't been able to do anything about it, unless they have, and just nothing has been mentioned. But thank you guys for watching this, for sharing it, and for keeping a lookout for this stuff. Really appreciate it. I'm sure everyone involved appreciates it as well. Same with any game stores and anything like that we can help out in any way. Thanks for tuning in. Join the Discord, and I'll see you next time. Bye.